What happens in your body when you imagine your mom saying that to you?
Shame.
Mm, yeah, you turn the anger inward, so we're gonna catch that defense, okay? You're doing great, but just catch that defense. You're angry. Anger goes out when you turn it back in on yourself because it's safer to throw it here. And you say, I'm something's wrong with me. That's what shame is.
Mm.
Something's wrong with me. What if you let yourself be mad that that comment was made to you? Can you let that? It's okay that it feels a little scary and it's uncomfortable. What do you want to talk about today?
Um, I think things are gonna pop up naturally as they come into my head and shit, but for sure, like, I have been feeling a lot of, I guess frustration would be a good way to describe the emotion towards, yeah, just Christianity as a whole, um, and people within it who are, um who are just responding to me being open about what
Mhm.
I have been through and my own personal journey, and just the ickiness of people hearing my story and being like, you were never really a Christian to begin with, which I don't give a shit, but it just makes me like, how do you think you know so much about me
Mm.
from like a few videos? Um, or a few stories I've shared or whatever modality I'm interacting with, I guess more closed-minded Christians, because I do know that there's very open-minded Christians, and like I'm not ignorant in that sense, which maybe some people could
Just
think.
people there's specific people that you've encountered. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
so I don't want to resent. I want to I want to, what is it called when you, like, want to prevent something from happening? Like, I don't wanna
Sure.
feel
You're the
angry.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the word?
I
What's the
wanna
word you
prevent.
what's the word when you put it anyway, sorry.
Um, yeah, I want to, and I know feeling emotions is good, but I wanna make sure that all of this isn't getting stored negatively in my body, even though I'm thinking through it logically. So I prevention. I wanna
Oh,
prevent,
yeah.
prevent, oh my god, what is the word? Prevent where
Resentment?
you feel resentment, yeah. I wanna
Yeah.
prevent resentment
Yeah. Yeah, that's
and deal
good.
with any lingering resentment that I am not realizing is there, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So, is there someone specific that comes to your mind when you think about this?
Yes. Do you want me to tell you? I should just tell you because
Cool.
this is the session.
Yeah. Yeah.
Specifically my parents. And in a lot of my stories and videos, I tend to mention like the church or the blah blah blah, but I'd say like 80 to 90% of all the issues and spiritual trauma I've had because of religion is directly through my parents.
Mhm.
And when other people like use the same language that they do or pop up in messages or comments, I feel like I see my parents in their wording and I'm
Yeah.
like, almost like, oh my God, there's a lot of people out there like them. And because of how much I've been hurt by their mentality and their specific belief system, like one, I'm like, oh my God, how many other people are being hurt as well? And two, I feel like, well, okay, so I've been no contact with them since like June or July 2025, and that has been really healing, but when I feel like I see
Yeah.
them popping up in
Mm.
messages, it it feels like I'm almost still in contact with them because I'm like, mentally responding to them. I try not to respond to negative messages and comments, but it feels like they're right there sending those. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like reactivating something.
Yeah. It's when we're doing this stuff, it's harder to make it specific like that, but it helps this work so much when we're like,
Mm,
I'm angry at the church or I'm angry at the patriarchy or I'm angry at whatever, right?
mm,
Something that I found in doing this work that the more specific we can be, the more honest we're being. It's
totally.
the way that we're broad, like we are broad to unconsciously protect ourselves.
Yeah.
So just notice what happens in your body physically when you just even say, okay, it's my parents actually, like really
Yeah.
just like sitting in that and facing that. Do you notice anything happening in your body? If anything, it's okay if not.
Definitely. It feels very like central, like chest to like lower abdomen, sacral chakra point area, or maybe throat chakra to solar plexus. Maybe
Okay.
anyway, sacral, probably sacral. And it feels like I just want to cry because it
Um,
feels very like I think when I was in the thick of it with all of their interventions, I didn't have the language or the knowledge or the not defenses, but like the confidence I do now to be able to respond to them. So I would kind of just like take what they were throwing at me and then just like
yeah.
freeze, like we talked about
Yeah.
before. Like I would just freeze. But now that I'm able to articulate myself better, like it feels different. It feels better, but then I'm also like, I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to
Mm,
hurt them like they hurt me,
mm.
if that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Because I think
Before
they
we,
unconsciously hurt me, and I don't want to
yeah,
consciously hurt them, if that makes sense.
yeah, of course, which is so sweet and incredible that you're even hearing about that. And it might be a little bit of a defense.
Mm.
Do I do I have your full permission in this session to point out defenses?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. I want to say that because we have defenses for a reason and like these unconscious, like intricate things. And it can be really frustrating and it can feel like psychoanalyzing sometimes doing this stuff of um, like consciously, you might really appreciate me pointing out the defenses and you might really want it and it might be really intriguing and fascinating.
Mm,
Unconsciously is a different story and your body is a different story. So just know that it's normal. You actually might have a reaction to me in
mm,
this session where you might feel
okay,
angry, get me annoyed with me. And I encourage you to tell me when, if and when that happens, and I welcome it. It's actually a
okay.
healthy response because we're going to move away the things that have kept you alive, basically, right? Like,
Mm, yeah.
right? These survival patterns that at one point kept you alive, but now are hindering you because you're like, I don't want to live with resentment and I don't want to
Mm,
live feeling like my like parents are like here in the shadow, like looking over me.
yeah.
So does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Okay, I got you, or I got
Okay.
it. I got you
Okay.
and I got it. And you got me. Okay.
I do. I do. Um, so the first thing that I noticed is you said that you felt the urge to cry.
Mm.
And I felt and I like sensed that you were like about to cry.
Mm.
And then you started talking over it.
Oh,
And that's okay, but it's just
yeah.
if our goal in this session is to really get you in touch with your repressed emotions, the patterns that kept you alive, the
Mm,
pressing emotions kept you safe at some point in your life, in childhood, during trauma, etc. And now that you're wanting to be liberated from that, we actually have to go into the parts that were repressed. But but the
I'm
beautiful
scared.
part is, yes, it can feel really scary, but it's really helpful to remember that it's actually safe,
Totally.
and we do have to go really slow and go at a pace that your nervous system believes is safe. But
Mm,
just engage our intellectual minds for a moment. Like nothing bad is going to happen to you for feeling your feelings. We can just kind of like get some space from it emotionally for a second.
Yeah.
And even though it might feel really activating, really uncomfortable, fight or flight might kick in, anger towards me might kick in, all welcome here, all those things. Don't try to suppress those things either, because it's a part of, if you think about, we're peeling back the layers of defenses, the shell, the onion that has like protected you over the years, so we can get to the beautiful center of your
Mm,
authenticity. But like, it's like ego death. It's like a screeching. I was going to screech in the mic, but that probably would suck. It's like this, like a,
yeah.
like I'm melting. It's just like some part of you kind of like that doesn't want to go away because it
Mm,
believes it's protecting you. So where
yeah.
there is discomfort, there is growth. So I want to start there. Okay.
I love that.
Okay. So back to what I was saying with that disclaimer. You had the urge to cry and then you talked over it. But if we go back to that feeling, do you remember what you were
Mm.
talking about before that? What you were saying? You were talking about your
I think
parents?
I like said what was the cause, which
Yeah.
I haven't specifically said before, or I like
Mm,
name dropped them in a way where I was protecting them before.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be way different than any have you done talk therapy before?
I have done psychotherapy.
Yeah,
Is that the same
probably
thing?
yeah, probably traditional talk therapy, I'm not sure, but what you've done.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
this is gonna be a little bit different because a lot of what we're doing is gonna be in your body, not
I yes. Oh, that's
mm,
so important. Okay. Cool.
yeah. So I'm going to offer suggestions throughout this whole thing, but it's important that you listen to yourself and you can say no. So much of the religious trauma is doing things that somebody with perceived power says that you need to do. And you don't have to do anything, I suggest, this entire time. You can
Mm,
be done anytime. And that's really important. You're not
mm,
failing, you're not doing something wrong. And if you feel any inner resistance, just share it with me and we can hold it together. Okay.
okay.
So, my invitation to you, if you choose to accept, is to put one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach. And if you feel comfortable, I'll invite you to close your eyes and just take a deep breath. Take a second just to sink into your body. And you might notice some nerves. You might notice your thoughts racing. You might notice sensations in your body. Anything and everything that's happening right now is welcome and okay. See if you can just kind of notice and be the observer of those things. So rather than the one experiencing them, you're the one observing. Like, oh, there's a thought. Oh, there's some nervousness in my chest. And then I want to invite you to shift all of your awareness to your inhale and exhale. Each breath, see if you can just kind of surrender into the body more and more. We're letting the mind kind of take a break. Start tuning into the sensations in your body. Noticing if there's any sensations in your jaw, in your neck, shoulders, chest, stomach, back. Just kind of taking inventory and noticing. Keeping your eyes closed and keeping your hands on your body, if that feels comfortable for you. Can you just tell me if you notice anything? Anything at all? It could be thoughts, sensations, feelings.
Definitely like very centered. Like I had a few like little thoughts, but the racing thoughts were kind of like mellowed out.
Nice. Good.
Like when you're about to fall asleep and then your brain kind of goes silent. It's like,
Perfect.
oh,
Mhm.
finally.
That's exactly what we want. That's exactly what
Hell
we
yeah.
want. Yeah, we're slowing down the prefrontal cortex where we do talk therapy and we're getting
Mm,
to your body. So take another deep breath here. And then I want you just to bring to your awareness what you were sharing with me about your parents.
oh, fuck. Hold on. Sorry. Sorry. What is happening right now?
It's quite all right.
Still a Christian, I'd be like, What is the devil trying to do?
Okay, I'm gonna bring us
Okay.
back.
Okay.
But first, take a deep breath because I can hear my echo.
Oh.
Now I'm gonna bring us back. Okay. Hand on chest, hand on stomach, deep breath. Close your eyes. Take a second to recenter. Maybe even feeling your hands pressed against your body. Feeling the full inhale and exhale. And then I'm going to invite you just to start noticing any sensations in your body. It could be in your chest, in your stomach, in your shoulders, jaw. Just kind of noticing. We don't need to make any meaning out of it, but just kind of notice any sensations in your body. And keeping your eyes closed and keeping your hands pressed on your body if you want to. I'll just invite you to share if you're noticing anything physically, anything at all.
A little bit of tingling in my head, like the brain part of my head,
Uh-huh.
like up here.
Yeah. Yeah. And anything from the jaw down or not so much in this moment?
Mm, not so much.
Okay. I want to bring us back a little bit too, because I wonder how much the technical difficulties maybe disrupted the process.
Bro, yeah.
So let's just, we're just going to take our time. We're not in a hurry. You have nowhere to be, right?
Nope.
Okay. So deep inhale, deep exhale. We're just going to go really slow. Just tuning in to the present moment, to your hands on your body. Really feeling each inhale and exhale fully. Noticing what it feels like to slow down. And if there's thoughts, just kind of notice them and keep shifting your awareness back to your breath, back to your body. And then I'm just going to invite you to bring to your awareness everything you shared about your parents earlier. Just kind of bringing that back, letting that come to the surface, and just noticing if your body shifts in any way. Do you notice any shifts in your body when you bring that to your awareness?
Mhm.
Okay, what do you notice? Keeping your eyes closed, can you tell me what you notice?
Same, like, from, like, here to, I guess, stomach area.
Mhm.
Almost like a pillow was gently placed on me, like a weight, but it was kind of a light weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So see if you can just tune in to that weight, because usually our neural pathways are to run from that sensation. We want to run from discomfort.
Mhm.
That's survival. But we're going to rewire your brain today to say, actually, it's safe to move towards the discomfort because that's where our
Mm,
freedom lies, right?
yeah.
So, so we can kind of just notice the discomfort, even if it's really light, and breathe towards it. Sometimes we use our breath to push feeling away. And I want you to focus on using your breath to get closer to your feeling.
Ooh, I'm diving into the pillow.
Yeah. Actually let the sensations come up when you think about if you were to face fully this no contact with mom and dad, and that every time you see a comment, it's like they're here. It's like they're here with you, speaking through these strangers on the internet. And if you just actually let your body reveal to you what that feels like without suppressing it, if you just let it be fully expressed, fully taking up space in your body, what might that be like? What do you notice?
Hmm.
There's no right or wrong answer here.
I definitely have a lot of thoughts popping up.
Yeah, good. Can you name a few?
Um, oh, no, breathe into the pillow or not breathe in, you know what I mean? The weight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, wait, can I do it with opening my eyes? I feel like I'm
yeah.
remembering my thought better if I open.
Mhm,
One thing or a few things that came up were like, I am being vocal about my experiences, not because I'm seeking attention and I just love talking about
yeah.
all the shit that I've had to go through and think about. Um, and at the same time, I watch my videos, or not I watch my videos, but I see myself through their eyes sometimes,
Mhm.
and I can just imagine them being like, "Why? Like, she doesn't need to be posted. She doesn't need to be talking about this. Like, she's just maybe doing it for attention or trying to get
Yeah.
back at us or something." And it's sin- basically ever since I started deconstructing, I can't say that they have necessarily said that they're, like, proud of my life or, like, proud of me, which I think that's fine. Maybe there's a part of me that wants to still make them proud or, like, um, I want to make them happy, but I also at the same time don't there's
Wait,
nothing about my life that could make them happy, especially right now with being open about about
yeah.
shit.
So that brings up, right? That brings up feelings, complex feelings. I imagine anger, sadness, who knows, right? That brings up complex feelings. And then your brain, your mind comes in that we talked about to try to keep you safe by having your defender come online, the part of you that, the very healthy part of you, it's not a bad part of you, that wants to defend yourself and say, like, no, I'm not doing this for attention. The part of you that feels, to protect the part of you that feels misunderstood, this kind of
Mm,
innocent, well, part of you that actually probably has a lot of really vulnerable feelings about around being misunderstood. This part of you that longs for parents who can understand you. And
mm,
that's really painful to sit with. That's like this feeling here, right? And so the mind comes in, I call it the guard dog. The guard dog comes in to say, hey, don't go there. Remember, that's really unsafe. And we get to retrain the guard dog and say, actually, it's safe to look at the pain that's here. It's safe to look at the anger that's here, the grief that's here, that I feel misunderstood and abandoned or whatever it is you're feeling. I'm just kind of guessing
mm.
here.
Those are really good words. Misunderstood and abandoned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
So notice that there's feeling, and then the mind comes on to pull you from the feeling. That's not bad. That's not wrong. That's that's the protective mechanisms. But for the sake of doing this work, we want to start catching those thoughts. And
mm,
instead of going into them, we want to say, hey, thank you. Thank you so much for
mm.
telling me that I feel misunderstood. And thank you so much for wanting to defend me. It's this kind of panicked part that comes up and says, you know, but what if we
Yeah,
stay with the sensation in the body? Make sense?
totally. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yep, I'll invite you back in. Deep breath. And it might feel a little uncomfortable, and that's okay. What do you notice? What do you notice in your body? If you stay with the sensation. There's no right or wrong answer here. You can be honest.
Almost like a pit in my stomach
Mhm.
that I used to feel a lot when I would be worried that they were right.
Mhm.
Like a,
Okay.
"Oh, I can't trust my intuition" vibe.
Mm, okay, good. So notice that there's a sensation in the stomach, and then what follows the sensation is a thought that says, I can't trust myself. And we're going to catch that defense and go, thank you so much, guard dog, for trying to protect me from this feeling. But it's actually safe to be with this pit in the stomach. You see what we're doing here? We're shifting from the story to the feeling, to the sensation.
Mhm, yes,
And
totally.
to help you, everyone needs something different here, but something that really helps me is to imagine the version of you that
Mm.
represents the pit in the stomach. Can you see her?
Oh.
Like if you were to see this version of you that was like full on represented the pit in your stomach, what would she look like?
Is the pit is the pit me, or is the pit the past me who is scared, or the higher me who's who is the pit?
We'll find out, but
Oh,
but
okay.
right? If you just kind of let your imagination go, but just my hunch is that this is an old wound, so this would probably
Okay.
be like a young part of you is usually what it
Okay.
is, but we'll
That's
find
what I
out.
was leaning towards, but I wasn't sure which
Yeah.
one. Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So if you were just to see and sometimes for people this actually represents like a younger version, like they'll see like
Mm,
3-year-old them, but for me personally, I often just see a representation of the feeling. Like it's not actually a moment in time for me. It's
yeah.
like I'll just see like a version of me that's like shadowy or like hunched
Mhm.
over or like, so let your imagination just fill in. Like if you were to fully let this pit inside of your stomach be expressed and seen for maybe the first time in your life, I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
if this is allowed to be fully unfiltered, fully seen, see if you
Mm.
can tolerate looking at her and take a deep breath. Mm. See if you can let yourself feel in your heart what it feels like to sit with her. Yeah, just let it come up. Just there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Good. Yeah. Yeah, just be with it fully. You're doing amazing. Yeah. Good job. You're doing great. Just looking at her and breathing. And just really noticing the sensation in your stomach. I know it's uncomfortable. You're doing so good. This is how you become free. You're doing it. Just And if it would feel helpful for you, you can share with me what she looks like so you're not alone in it, or you can keep it to yourself, whatever feels better.
I feel like it was me before I started questioning myself,
Mm.
or questioning, not well, it was me before my parents started implanting thoughts that I needed to question myself.
Mhm.
Because I was already questioning the system and questioning my beliefs, and I was just flowing, and it felt very like a bubbly little fairy. Like she felt like a bubbly little fairy full of joy and like following the next adventure. And then it was like this rock wall of like,
Mhm.
I'm bad. This is
Yeah.
what I'm finding joy in is bad.
Mm.
And then look. And then I think everything shifted after that and was just like everything got hard,
Yeah,
and I started viewing the world more scared and, yeah, whatever they were whatever I was receiving from what they were putting forth, or
yeah,
whatever I was interpreting from what they were trying to I get me to think or believe, I'm losing what I was saying.
it's okay. Can I help you? Is that okay?
Yes, please.
Okay. So, I wanna do the best we can to stay with the feeling, because that's where you're just gonna feel so much better. You're absolutely allowed to talk through whatever you wanna talk through, okay? But I just find that this is the most helpful.
'Kay.
So, if you can tolerate it, I'll invite you to close your eyes and hands on your body wherever they wanna go, wherever feels good.
Mm.
And if it feels tolerable, and you know what? Let's actually use a scale 0 to 10, 10 being that completely dysregulated, in need of serious intervention, and
Mm.
0 being completely grounded and calm. Where would you say you feel right now, when you're looking at this image?
Mm. I think a 2.
Okay. If you get like at a 4 or a 5, will you let me know?
Yeah.
We'll kinda pause and pull it back. Okay.
'Kay.
So, for now, see if you can deep breath, really sink back into your body, back into that vulnerable sensation you were just in. Let it be here. Let the vulnerability be here. Yeah, there you go. And just look at her. You're doing so good. Just look at her. Let it move through you. There you go. Just let the wave come. Perfect. Let the wave come. Yeah, you're just letting the wave flow through your body. You're doing so good. And when you look at her, I want you to just notice what her facial expression is, her energy, her body language. Yeah, just let it be fully expressed. Let her show you. You're doing great. You want to share with me what she looks like? What do you notice about her posture, her facial expression, her emotion?
Um, it was still that same, like, happy-go-lucky, free little fairy
Yeah.
rabbit.
Okay. So she's like, you're connecting with this really vibrant,
Mm.
free version of you, and it's painful to look at.
Yeah, I just kept being like, "I'm so sorry that I couldn't protect you from being affected by others' words and intentions." And she
Mm.
just kept saying back like, "That's okay, I forgive you," like, just smiling, and I'm just like, "Fuck, I guess I've been holding on to so much guilt
Mm.
for that version of myself that didn't I didn't protect me, I guess."
Mm. Mm. Good. Deep breaths. Just notice what's happening in your body. What do you notice in your
I
body?
feel
And
a
yeah.
lot lighter.
Yeah.
as I have snot running down my nose. So much
Well,
lighter.
good. Good.
That pit is not there anymore.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible.
Like, it feels like a cloud.
Oh my gosh. You did that. Just notice that you did that. You went towards the discomfort
Yeah.
and your defenses wanted to come up in the
Mm.
form of just very sneaky ones, like not big ones, right? Like you weren't like ending the call. You were just like you
Right.
had thought. You had just like thoughts that pulled you out. I forget exactly what they were. Usually I take notes during this, but you had thoughts that pulled you out. And we
Yeah.
kind of paired it back into your body.
Mhm.
And then some story came up that it was like, wanted to go into some story, right? And then
Yeah.
the defender wanted to come up. When I'm talking about defenses, that's what I'm talking about. They're not bad parts.
Mm.
Defender that wanted to be understood wants to come up, and all these are happening in your mind. But notice when we just went to your body and we let that part of you express, she just needed to be seen.
Mm.
That emotion is energy and motion. That energy just needed to move through your body and be seen.
Mm. Yeah, it's when I was, like, doing the really hard cry, I had a thought of, like, "Oh, am I, like, going too deep into this cry? Like, is this awkward for Madison for a second?" And then I remembered, like, this is what you do. Like
Yeah.
like, you are used to this, like, just this is why I'm doing this with you because you're facilitating a safe space for me to fully go inside of this feeling and then kind of being like a little lifeguard to how you were like if you go past a 4 or 5 like let me know
Mhm.
because I do cry. I'm sorry, that was loud. I do cry once in a while, like processing all of this, but I haven't really done something like this before. Like the psychotherapy was very different than this. Like I wasn't going into my feelings and going and sitting with that old version of me and like there was not release like this
Mhm.
is what I'm trying to say. And anyway, this
Yeah.
is very beneficial. It's because I know I have shit stored in my body that I haven't really had I haven't given myself ways to
Mhm.
get to the bottom of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many layers to this, right? Because we didn't notice that you started this, I think, talking about resentment. So we didn't even get to anger. Do you wanna play with that for a second?
Yeah,
Does that
let's do it.
so we can do a little bit of anger work, and I'll just say, let's dip our toe in. We don't gotta force anything, but we
Okay.
can just see and take inventory on where you are with your anger because everybody's so different. There's some people that I'll work
Mm.
with, and we'll get into this anger work like a fingernail's worth, and they're just already at a 10,
Mm.
okay? And then there's some people who can just dive right into it, and it's all based on our traumas and our nervous system, so hold this very loosely. This can look however it needs to look, okay?
Okay.
But again, I'll just invite you, hand on chest, hand on stomach, or wherever your hand's gonna go, and close your eyes. Just a couple deep grounding breaths. Usually before doing anger work, I like to say some sort of like, "Hey, I am safe in my body.
Hmm.
I can tolerate discomfort safely. My anger is not bad. My anger is not wrong. I can tolerate anger safely." And this is where we're going to try to drop any and all thoughts, judgments, intellect around anger and shift to feeling anger as a sensation in the body. And so I'll just invite you to, for the sake of just dipping your toe in, to visualize the version of you that's angry. See if you can tolerate, and it's okay if you can't, but see if you can tolerate just seeing in your mind's eye this version of you that's been repressed, that's angry. And if you can get a visualization, just kind of trust whatever comes in your mind. Sometimes it helps people to think about like inside out, that the anger is just like a part of us, right? It's not the
Yeah.
sum of who you are, it's just a part of you. So you might see the Avery that's just pissed, that's been repressed. And you would just notice her facial expression, her body language, her posture. Like maybe she's like throwing things and breaking things and screaming, maybe she's venting. I don't know. When you connect with her, what you let your imagination show you how is this angry part of you expressing herself?
I feel like there's like two different parts.
Okay.
There's like one part that was the old me, or like the younger version of me,
Uh-huh.
that was like, "Hey, you can't be mean like that," and then not have the words or the processing
For
toolkit.
sure. For sure.
And then there's the current version that feels more like leaning forward, like wanting to wanting to get all the points across that I didn't have the toolkit before to get across.
Mhm.
But then I
So,
also an image that popped in was my mom and her anger, like, with my younger version of myself, uh, almost 10 years ago now, like, it was very much like she let out a lot of her anger verbally in being mad of me living my life the way I wanted to live it. But there was also this, like, feeling of, like, even if it hurt me, she was trying to protect me as much as her wherever she was at the time,
yeah. Yeah.
which
Okay,
doesn't make it okay,
mm-mm,
go ahead.
I'm gonna do my thing, okay? With
Okay,
love.
I'm
Like,
ready.
okay. So when we're accessing anger, empathy is a defense.
Oh, interesting.
Mhm. It's the sneakiest one of all because it's right. Like the truth is when the anger is not the full story, right? There is
Mhm,
love, there's anger. So that's the part of you that's going like, but there's also love here. We're not just angry. We're not just, right? That one thing.
mhm,
But your love is not suppressed. Your anger is. So in
mm,
this case, it's a really sneaky way. Empathy is like this pedestalized thing because it's like we don't want to be the people that hurt us.
right.
So empathy is, in this case, a guard dog, a protective mechanism that says, I'm going to be the empathetic one because I'm not going to be them. Your empathy
That
is not
makes
bad.
sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your empathy is not bad, but for the sake of this exercise, I want you to actually visualize taking your empathetic part, putting it on a shelf, and saying, like, thank you so much, empathy. You are such a gift. You're such a beautiful part of me. I'm just going to set you aside for a minute. Because empathy gets the floor all the time, but anger is the part of you that's suppressed. She never gets to get fully heard. Anytime anger starts to talk, empathy comes in and talks over her. Yeah, or intellect comes in and talks over her. So let's just see if we can give the angry part of you the floor. And just keep in mind that no one's here that you're going to hurt. Your anger is not going to hurt anyone. And anything that you're doing here in the safety of this space, you never have to act on in real life. This is just to move the energy through your body. That's all we're doing. We're just acknowledging the repressed energy. So see if you can just kind of let this anger be seen. What do you notice?
Kind of like a very still, like, blood boiling feeling.
Mm, yeah, where is that?
Mm, not in my stomach, but, like, between my stomach and my chest, like, whatever organs are right there.
Yeah. See if you can bring your awareness to that place and use your breath to see if you want to see if you can allow that sensation to get bigger, almost like you're flaming a fire.
It's almost like I can't even, like, take a full breath because of it.
Yeah. 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 So see if you
Like,
can
I
breathe
feel
into
shaky.
it. Yeah. 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 Or you can go slow. You don't have to do anything. Yeah. Yeah. You can let this emotion come up. There you go. Just let that come up. It's okay if it feels scary. Yeah. What's coming up for you? What are you noticing as you try to turn towards the anger?
Like, it feels very the anger feels like it's directed towards, like, unfairness or, like, injustice.
Uh-huh. Yeah. If you can tolerate, who are you actually mad at? If you're not so general, if you just actually like let yourself in this moment. You were talking about your mom a minute ago, so that's what
Yeah.
I yeah.
I th I th I'm mad at the beliefs that were used against me. Like,
Yeah,
if my parents didn't believe those certain things, then our relationship would be totally different.
for
If they didn't
sure.
believe those things and then use those things to
Yeah,
back their
yeah.
reasoning or actions, then my life would look a lot different.
Can I clear something up really quick for you?
Yeah.
So, anger is just the energy in your body that says, "I don't like something."
Hmm.
Anger is not the same as blame, okay?
Hmm.
So if you were to say, even to me, like, "Madison, I'm angry at you for calling out my defenses," doesn't mean I'm doing anything wrong. It just means you don't like it.
Hmm.
So I'm sharing that with you because it seems the way you're talking about this that it would be bad or wrong or blaming your parents if you were to say you were mad at them. But you're
Mm.
free to be mad at them because it doesn't mean they're wrong.
Mm.
We're not saying that they're not innocent. But it's what I was talking about earlier. It's the way that we run from our anger and we keep it general. It's very hard to be mad at a belief. It's very hard to move that through our bodies because
Right.
a belief is this abstract concept. Right? Like,
Yeah.
you were talking about how mom, um, would come to you and, tell you her beliefs. What would she do? She would
So,
what
like,
you could paint a picture from what would that look
tell
like?
me telling me, like, after I slept with one person, telling me God thinks I'm a hoe or a whore, like,
Okay,
that kinda stuff.
okay. So, you can stop me at any point, but I'm just gonna invite you. What happens in your body when you imagine your mom saying that to you? If you actually let yourself feel it, if you let yourself have a reaction, if you're not in your head.
Shame?
So you
Yeah.
turn the anger yeah, you turn the anger inward, so we're gonna catch that defense, okay? You're doing great, but just catch that defense. You're angry. Anger goes out, then you turn it back in on yourself because it's safer to throw it here. And you say, I'm something's wrong with me. That's what shame is.
Mm.
Something's wrong with me. What if you let yourself be mad that that comment was made to you? Can you let that? It's okay that it feels a little scary and it's uncomfortable. Yeah, let it be uncomfortable. Can you allow yourself, and it can be at a level 1. It doesn't need to be 100%. Just at a level 1, can you let yourself be mad that that comment was made? What would happen if you were able to be mad and say, I didn't like that you called me a hoe? How does that feel
Okay.
for you?
It feels
Yeah.
good or good. It feels
Mhm.
liberating.
There you go. Good. Anger leads us to our power. Anger is the healer of shame, and it leads us to our personal empowerment. And it leads us back to our authenticity, to our voice. And so we stop internalizing the voices of others around us.
Mm,
So mom calls you a name. You're vulnerable because you want mom's approval and attention because that's your fucking mom. Okay? You're
totally.
supposed to get your mom's attention and approval. It's attachment 101. Okay? We need our tribe. We need our people. But in that vulnerable state, your whole attachment was threatened, Avery. Your
Mm,
survival was threatened when your mom starts calling you names. The person who brought you into this world is rejecting you. The healthy response to that is anger, but anger
mm,
has to be suppressed because if anger means disconnection, if I get angry at mom right now and yell back, or if
mm,
I tell her I disagree, guess what's going to happen? More disconnection. So
totally.
it's safer to suppress it,
Yeah.
but your liberation is going, actually, fuck, this feels good. I don't like that my mom called me names.
Yeah.
You feel that shift?
Yeah. I just was imagining myself being like, that was so fucking mean for you to say, like screaming at her, like, that was so mean. I can't believe you just said that to me.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna if can we go a layer further with this?
Let's
And
do
then
it.
and then we can kinda bring it down because 'cause you've done a lot of work today. We don't
Okay.
wanna we don't wanna flood you too much, but this time, I wanna see if you can imagine that same thing, that same kind of yelling scene, but this time, I want you to see if you can physically feel that power in your body, like, physically find that energy that's been stored all this time. And when you imagine yelling at her, I want you to see if you can feel that energy leaving your body out of your throat, like feel it. You might even visually see the energy leaving your body. And turn up the volume. You can hear yourself yelling, screaming if you want. Feel that energy leaving your body.
Felt like turning the sprinklers on a hot day. Just being like, "Oh," cooling down, like, it felt like even though it was releasing the anger, because I feel like anger is to me, I guess I associate it with being, like, hot and heated, but it actually feeling the anger helped me cool down.
Yes. Yeah, that's where you get the difference between resentment. People are like, I don't want to be an angry person. I don't want to be like, people hear this work and they're like, I don't want to be an angry person. Are you kidding me? That's the worst. This is how you become. I mean, being an angry person is being a human, but
Mm,
people usually, when they say that, they mean a resentful person.
mm,
And no one wants to be a resentful person. A resentful person is when the fire never goes away. It's just
mm.
perpetually burning because you're never releasing the energy. But you're learning how to release the energy from your body, and then that cools you down because the fire's leaving.
Literally, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Mm,
Damn.
you did so good.
Thank you
How's it
so
feel?
much. I did not I did not expect I mean, I didn't expect it to go so deep. Like, I brought my tissues because I was like, just in case I shed a tear. But I was ugly crying. And I'm saying ugly crying because it's like a funny like way to describe it, but really like I think ugly crying is so
Shit. Yeah.
beautiful and
Yeah, it's the
yeah.
best. Yeah.
Um yeah, I feel I feel like I can take a deep and like remember when I forget which part, but I was like I feel like I can't take a full breath right now. Like
Mhm.
I feel like I just put some what, like Vapo Rub in my nose or something? Like
Yeah.
like, wow.
Yeah. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, I'm telling you. Like this, it's
Damn.
I know. But can you see now, like thinking back to when we did the podcast episode, like, can you see now how I think I mentioned this, that like
Mm,
traditional talk therapy, like, it's not bad. It's
right.
just notice how, like, if I was being like a really good therapist and just being really compassionate to you, I would have just let you go on and tell all your stories. And then the
Exactly.
hour would be up. And then it'd be like, well, thank you for sharing all your stories with me. And you never would have gotten to meet these parts of you and you never would have gotten to release this energy. And also the shame piece, this is really big. This is really, really
Mm,
big. And why I'm so passionate about this work is you went to an old pattern of anger turned inward
mm,
with the shame, right? I kind of reviewed this already. But
mhm.
again, a lot of people in normal therapy, in traditional talk therapy, it would be like, oh, there's noise.
Sorry, I just banged into my closet,
Oh, I
and
didn't
then
mean
it
that.
scared me. Anyway, sorry.
Um, so like, you could potentially we could have sat and just, like, your shame could have came up, and we could have been like, "Oh, it's not your fault," and
Mm,
we could have just had poured compassion on the shameful part, but that's not what it's a defense.
mm,
It's
yeah,
anger. Yeah. It's actually your anger that wants to come out, but your nervous system didn't have the capacity, and so you need, another nervous system here holding the space for you, like, I'm, like, sitting here hopefully helping you build confidence it's safe to go there, number
yeah,
1, right?
100%, you definitely did, yeah.
Right, and then you're kind of like the visual helps me too. It doesn't help everybody, but it helps a lot of people to like, okay, we're kind of conceptualizing what's happening energetically,
Yes. I'm
you
super
know?
visual, so that was perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I am
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it too because I feel like with growing up in a religion, sometimes, like, you are I trusted my parents over everyone, and I don't even know if they really believe in therapy or any other healing modality, so growing up, I just never like, it was just read the Bible, and then you'll be good.
Mhm.
So, I think I just was hesitant, and I think a lot of other people are hesitant to do something like this, to access their anger and access their emotions, but it is so like, just based off this one session with you, like, it is so beneficial beyond what I could have expected.
Mhm. I'm so glad.
Thank
You
you.
did so good too. I think I mean, so much of this process is like like trusting and surrendering to it. And I know like you know me a little bit. I mean, not a lot
Mm.
really, honestly.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so you're still kind of blindly trusting me, really, in the grand scheme
Yeah,
of things. But, like, having some level of rapport probably helped, but for
totally.
you to, like, just go into it and trust it, and it's so good.
Yeah. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you so much for facilitating this for me. I needed that.
Yeah. So now your homework is anytime you're feeling shame,
Uh,
ask, "Who am I actually angry at?" Also, when
mm,
you generalize your anger, "I'm angry at Christianity, I'm angry at these beliefs, I'm angry at people who whatever. Like, see if the more specific you can be, the
mhm.
quicker you're gonna be liberated. Because
Okay.
these things represent specific wounds. They it,
Right.
like, triggers scratch old wounds. That's what a trigger is, right? So it's reminding you of a wound, and in this case, it reminded you of your mom calling you names.
Mm, okay. I got this. Homework officiated.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Okay.
A whole new world is coming.
Do you have any questions about any of it or any final thoughts?
I don't think so. I think I'm
I'm
just,
glad it
like,
was
basking in how, like, good I feel.
good. Hell yeah. Well, let's keep basking in how good you feel. When you do this emotional work, you wanna do intentional aftercare. So I
Oh,
always tell people, try not to grab your phone right away when you hang up this call. Try not to go binge Netflix, like, anything you can do to stay in your body because we have these old neural pathways that say feeling our feelings is scary, unsafe, and we wanna reinforce the opposite neural pathways that like, "Hey, I just did this thing and I'm safe. I don't need to run from it. I'm actually okay." So
mm,
the best thing to do after session is go on a walk, even just like look out a window for like 30 seconds and just like look at life around you. Drink some tea, take a bath, like something that just keeps you in the present moment of your life. Even like doing the dishes, just like really being present with something. Um, because the urge is to just like, "Oh, okay, I did it. Therapy's done. Blah, blah, blah. Let
right.
me just, you know,
Yeah,
um, yeah, so drink some water, have a snack, kind of ease back into it, and also try to find a balance of I feel like you're feeling pretty good, but that's not some sessions are
right,
more activating than others. So,
totally,
you wanna find a good balance of, yes, reflect on your experience, but we don't need to, like, overindulge in it. We don't need to, like,
totally.
find a balance of, let's reflect on this session, maybe talk about it with somebody, maybe journal about it, and then just kind of like let it integrate. We don't need to like psychoanalyze it till the sun comes out the next, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
think, you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Okay,
call me or text me or anything if you need if anything else comes up, just hit me up. Okay.
okay. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. I
Thanks
so
for
appreciate
trusting
this.
me. I really appreciate you trusting me in it.
Always.
Okay.
Alright,
Talk to you
I love
soon.
you. I will talk to you later.
Love you. Bye.
Alright, bye. Mwah.